Wicca, books, and Google. How do you bring them all together so that you can start your witchcraft practice? Hi, I'm Sandra from MysteryWitchSchool.com, and if you're new to the channel and you want to become a witch or a Wiccan, hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss anything. In this video, I wanted to share with you 3 things that you need to consider in order to be able to make the most out of books and Google in your learning. Because as you know, if you just go to bookshop and look at all the books, or you borrow books from the library, if you go onto Google and do your research, you'll find there's a lot of information out there. And if you're trying to learn everything at once, or if the information isn't coming to you in a structured way, the brain can just go, this is just too overwhelming. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. Help. So number 1, structure. Get yourself a book. Books are structured. Blogs aren't structured. Okay, in regards to the way that we learn through building upon knowledge and skills that we already know, and it's like scaffolding. You know, you build on top of each layer in order to get your multi-layered scaffolding. Learning is the same way. You need to start with a foundation and then you build upon that foundation. Books are great because they're structured. You have to have something structured in a book for the book to make sense. So generally what books will do is they will give you the information in a structured way so that the brain can actually process the knowledge step after step after step. So that's where you want to start. Find yourself a good book. Preferably a book that also has practical exercises in it, or has some guidance as to how to do something on a practical level. So it actually tells you how to do meditation. It actually might tell you how to do some spells, rather than just talking about meditation or talking about spells or talking about Sabbats. So find books that do that. The Spiral Dance is an example of a book that is good for practicality as well as information. Wicca for the Solitary Practitioner is a good place to start if you're at the very, very beginning of your Wiccan practice. You want simplicity when you first start. You don't want to go for a brick like The Solitary Witch by Silver Ravenwolf, which is a book of shadows and has a lot of content and information in it that's not structured in a way for learning. This is a reference book. Okay, this is a book of shadows. A book of shadows is a reference book. It's a book of collection of things that you go to when you're wanting to pull them out and use them. So there's information in here, but you'd use this book differently to how you would use, say, Wicca for the Solitary Practitioner. Okay, so look for books that are simple and that also have practical things for you to do, so that you can get the practice as well as the head knowledge. So number 2 is, and what is number 2? The table of contents. So when you decide that you're going to allocate time every day or once a week for knowledge gaining, and maybe every day for practical practice, when you found your book, you want to follow the book in its structure. So start with the first chapter and do the exercises in that chapter, if there's exercises in it, and then you can go to Google, or you can go to a big book of shadows to fill in the gaps. So for the information, you might want to find a bit more information about something. So then you can go on to Google and research that topic. Go to a book of shadows and look at that topic. If you start looking at all of the other things that are out there, you're going to get overwhelmed by the information. And then that will stop you from actually putting what you're doing into practice. You want to make it structured because that's the way our brains are. Okay, it follows a structure. Our learning is best done through practice, and also through building upon the skills that we've already gained. So make sure that you follow the table of contents, and that you use Google and the blogs and other more sort of reference types books to fill in the gaps and maybe add some exercises to the mix. But do stick to that one book. Okay, so tip number 3 is stick to the one book until you've gone from the beginning of that book to the end. Because if you've gone from the beginning to the end, you've actually learned something. You've actually done something. And that's the way courses are structured. Okay, they start at the beginning, and each module of a course builds on the module before that, and the module before that, and the module before that. That's how I've structured the Mystery Witch School 101 course, is that we start at the beginning and we add to it as we go. And that's the way we learn, through scaffolding. So if you're doing it on your own and you're trying to make sense of everything out there, do it like that. Keep it structured. And if you want a roadmap that actually gives you more guidance about where you can start and how you can structure your learning, I do have a free video called How to Start Your Witchcraft Practice. It's a free video and you can download it by clicking on the link that will be in the description field below this video. And that will be a real help to let you know what you need to know, and also a little bit more about what witches do, what you need to know, how important it is to practice, and then a roadmap that will show you how to start taking action on getting started with your practice. If you like this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Blessed be.